In this video, I'm going to be describing my experience I had at Durham Rescue Mission, volunteering for my action project on homelessness. I just want to raise awareness to the struggles that homeless people go through, and also raise awareness for homeless people who are homeless or who are struggling, that you have a place you can go to in Durham Rescue Mission that offers food. They got a thrift store that offers free clothes for them, and they obviously offer shelter. The way they are addressing this homeless issue is they're handing out cards. They're telling people, whoever they see who are homeless, to tell their friends, family, or anybody else that they know who are homeless, that they have a place for you, they have food for you, clothes for you. You don't have to stay there. You can just come get a plate. If you have dirty clothes, you can come switch your clothes out, get some clothes. And that's the way they're addressing it. And the reason why homeless getting worse is because of drugs. People get on drugs. People have mental issues, medical issues, where they ain't got no help. They don't have the money to be able to go to these hospitals or be able to seek the therapy that they need. So they just sit there on the street because they don't feel like nobody can help them. But there is a place, the homeless shelters give you places that let them talk to the right people, doctors, whoever they need to talk to get them back on their feet and be able to afford their basic needs like housing and food that they need. The group I'm targeting for this is just homeless people, to raise awareness that you can get help. You don't have to sleep on the corners, you don't have to sleep on the streets. You can go to this one, or you can go to any homeless shelter in your city, wherever you at. That will be able to help them get back on their feet and be able to afford their own things. And people go through hard things all the time, and it's not like we got to let down on homeless people, but they'll just be able to help them get back on their feet, find jobs, and then if they got kids, you got to give their kids a good, hot, home-cooked meal from the homeless shelter. The reason why this issue will reproduce inequality is because it'll be socially, people making fun of them, people not trying to help them, people looking down on them, and then, money-wise, they don't have no money. So the reason why it creates social inequality is because it's mostly black people who are homeless. Even though I did see some white people, some Hispanics, it was mostly black people who was homeless. In these homeless shelters, it was mostly them. It's some white people just came to get food, but mostly the people who are in there sleeping and living there is mostly black people. So that's why it's kind of raising inequality, because people are looking down on them. People don't want to help them, and then in their mind and their mental, people just feel like people done gave up on them, so they give up on themselves, and they don't even try to get up out this unfortunate circumstance that they have found themselves in. The reason why this relates to my class is because it's just so many ways that you can just help people. Like in this class, there's so many ways that we can find issues to complex problems. Like, there's plenty of ways to do it. There ain't just one way that's going to solve homelessness. You got to do 100 million ways to solve homelessness around the world. So that's how it relates to this class. And then to get more of my experience, I talked to Chuck Perkins. I asked him, can I volunteer for my project? He said, yeah. So he let me volunteer, document it. He ain't let me really take pictures, it's COVID, but he just let me write down my experiences, all the stuff I went through. And mainly my experience I went through, I was just really serving food. From the 16th through the 18th, I was serving food, giving out food, helping out with clothes. I even gave up some of my good clothes, good shoes to help people in the homeless shelter. And then the food, they had a lot of food, lasagna, rice and gravy, steak. They had just like all type of options for people to choose. They even had vegan options for people who vegan. So I just feel like Durham Rescue Mission is doing a great job of helping our people get back on their feet and helping our people to keeping them off the streets, trying to help them get off the streets so they don't have to sleep on the corner, sleep under the bridges. They can have a nice little bed, wake up to a good meal. They serve 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They got water throughout the day. It's getting hot. So they're doing a very good job of helping our people get out of homelessness and be able to get back on their feet and be able to become the people that we know they can be.